Um, During all of this, the Uncle's blessings, he was saying how important that the Gunatit saint is. In particular, he gave the example of Bapa. Um, I was thinking to myself, how important is Dinkaranko to us? Um, for me, I guess I can't say physically Kakaji because physically I have not been in his touch in this life. Um, but at least I have Dinkaranko. Uh, and it's kind of been going in my mind for this because this month we'll be celebrating his birthday. Why do I like or attract, or why is there attraction for Dinkaranko for me personally? It was funny, we have to take an ethics course for insurance license every year, and it's or every 2 years, and it's mandatory to be present. You don't have to pay attention. You don't have to take an exam. You have to show up and sign your name. During that thing, during those 3 hours, I was trying to figure out what is Dinkaranko, because I don't know what he was giving some examples. If anybody knows, in the insurance world, it is said that insurance brokers but insurance and people are boring. That teacher was the definition of boring. That's where the insurance broker came, the boring definition. Sapan Bhai and Jason Bhai, not you. You guys are stars, okay? You guys are going to revolutionize insurance. But in that, it was funny because I made a flow chart of Dinkaranko. And then you can take that. What examples do we like about him? One, I guess out of all of them, I'll just skip to one. One is that though he remains, I don't know what the right term is, he knows exactly what the American society or the Western young culture is going through. Yet he chooses to remain above it or kind of oblivious to it. He kind of projects that. Many times I've talked to him and I've said that, and this doesn't make sense to me because the Indian philosophy may be a little different than a Western philosophy. He's like, yeah, I know, but just try to understand where it's coming from. And then he gives the background of the Eastern philosophy, or like Swami gave why do we do mala, or what's the purpose of it? For American, what does it matter which hand or right hand, left hand? Generally, that's how we think. Mara kareche, we're doing Sarma Bhagwan, doesn't matter which hand, left or right. It doesn't matter which finger. But if we know the proper technique or the proper origination of where that came from, then we can understand it. And that's what Dinkaranko does. He knows that's how I think. And he'll explain that in depth. One time it was me, Pintu Bhai, and Dinkaranko were just having a chat, and Pintu's like, I don't think you understand what Sruhad is saying. I was like, Pintu, he knows. And at the same time, he's like, I know what he's saying. So I was like, and you can tell he knows what I'm saying, but he remains oblivious. I don't know if that's the right word. If it's the wrong word, I apologize. But he chooses not to follow that. Let's put it that way. He chooses to follow the Eastern philosophy, or the way Hinduism or Swaminarayan beliefs are. And that was one of the biggest things that's a attraction for me. That's the only way I can do what I do. Being in America, born in America, raised for a few years in India, but most of my life is here. 8 hours a day for school. We used to go to a school, and I was one of 3 Indians. So you're surrounded by the Western philosophy. And Thinker Uncle is able to gap that. And then this was one thing. And then I guess to extend on that circle was that he's tolerant if you have the Western philosophy. He's willing to work with me. He's not going to say that, okay, you stop, get out of here. Okay, you don't do this, you're bad, you're dumb. He may if I go over the line, but in the end, he will work with you. He'll let you learn. He'll step in if need be, but otherwise he'll be patient and let you figure out that. And that was one thing that was really touching, and that was one of my main things that I've kind of been thinking these last few weeks, that yet he understands the different worlds. He helps me understand the Eastern world, but yet is still tolerant if I choose not to accept it right away. So we pray, Thinker Uncle. We continue always loving you.